911, you expect first responders to rush to your rescue. But what if you're on a wait list, stacked up with other calls, waiting for a deputy to respond? Some folks in Macon, Bibb County could face that dilemma. 13 Investigates Ashlyn Webb took a closer look at response times, pulling reports on some cases that you shared with us, and then taking those questions to the sheriff's office about varying response times.
We've heard from you, waiting anywhere from 2 minutes to 2 hours to even 2 days. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office has struggled for years with a lack of staffing, and that's reflected in many of your complaints about long waits during an emergency. But many of you say deputies' response times in Bibb County are only getting worse. Just after 1 a.m. on February 21st, David Rogers got a call he says he won't ever forget. His sister, Cynthia Berry, was likely dead. Her ex-boyfriend, Joey Fournier, got a ride from a friend, and Fournier allegedly told the friend that he strangled Berry in her home in Macon's Barrington Hall subdivision. That news got back to Rogers.
I realized it was likely true. You always hold on to that hope. Maybe it's not true.
Macon 911, what's your emergency?
Bibb County records show a 911 call coming in at 1:33 a.m. about, quote, unknown trouble at the intersection of Foster's Green and Winchester Place. Rogers didn't know his sister's new address, but within minutes he gave dispatch the exact location, 309 Winchester Place. All this while Rogers was a county away. But Major Brad Wolf, who's over the patrol division, says dispatch didn't immediately relay that call to his deputies.
And didn't dispatch somebody for 14 minutes.
Keep in mind, I had to go from West Monroe County to Bolingbroke, sit on a couch, have a conversation for 5 minutes to tell my dad this disturbing news, then travel the long way back to Barrington Hall. I figured when I turned on that street, it would be lit up blue.
But it wasn't. It was pitch dark when Rogers and his father got to Berry's home.
We were looking in windows trying to see if we could see anything. My mindset was, can we get inside this house to check on her well-being?
Minutes later, the first deputy arrived on scene. The sheriff's office says they responded at least 27 minutes after the first call of a possible homicide. Bibb County's system typically categorizes those calls as high priority. And there are other stories of slow response times. In January, dispatch got a call of people blocking a man from breaking into a home and hurting his girlfriend again. The man had reportedly grabbed her neck, but she got free and ran into a home on North Avenue. It took 37 minutes for a deputy to respond, and by then the man had broken into the home and threatened the homeowner. And on Christmas Day last year, neighbors called 911 when this home was burglarized. A Bibb County report says one neighbor even had video of the burglars in the act. It took deputies 2 days to go to the home.
They had broken in and everything was pretty much gone out of the house except for maybe some old family stuff.
Wolf says a deputy told dispatch they didn't need to visit the home or make a report on Christmas Day because the homeowner was away.
He made a poor decision and told the radio room we wouldn't be able to respond until the homeowner called, which is far from the truth. If there's a witness that has evidence, we're certainly going to respond. We can take a better report.
We asked the sheriff's office about their average response time. Wolf says they don't compile the agency's average or individual deputies' average time. He gave an estimate, but admitted it's probably on the low side.
If I had to say an average, I'd say an average is probably 30 minutes for any kind of call right now, which we know is not good. We know we want to do better.
Do you think 30 minutes is a conservative estimate for the average? Because I know some can take hours.
Yeah, it probably is conservative.
What would you say you want that number to be?
Well, I mean, I would love for it to be, 15 minutes for any kind of call or less, depending on the severity of the call. But that's just not possible all the time.
So what's being done to fix it? In April, the sheriff's office took over the dispatch center. Wolf says he hopes this will streamline communication, getting deputies to scenes faster. In terms of manpower, though, Wolf says patrol is obviously still understaffed. He says he could not provide an estimate. For 13 Investigates, I'm Ashlyn Webb.
Ashlyn did request dispatch records on the cases. However, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office did not provide those records or let her examine them.
Ashland did confirm response time solely by initial incident reports and accounts from 911 callers.
We also checked with other Central Georgia counties. Monroe County Sheriff Brad Freeman says their average response to any call from low to high priority is around 18 minutes 15 seconds. That's 12 minutes less than Bibb's 30-minute estimate, or about 40% faster. You can hear more about what Bibb County Sheriff's Office said about why people face long response times in this story on our website, 13WMAC.com.